Hello, everyone, and welcome to the World Explorer podcast. This is the podcast where we take a random prompt and we build an entire world out of it. My name is Casey, and as always, I'm joined with my friend Isaac.
Hello! Today, we are world building lamps. Casey showed me a card from a game, and it had a picture on it. And it looks like a world filled with mass-produced magic lamps that contain genies with specific powers corresponding to the various forms that each one has.
Yeah.
So, in other words, world of magic lamps with specialized genies.
Yeah, it's genies with, like, instead of 3 wishes, they have, like, 1 wish, and it's a specific type of wish.
So, like, for example, if you were to get the bird genie, you might get, say, a wish for flight. Or maybe you could wish for, I don't know, worms, endless bucket of bird seed.
I mean, I like the idea of it being associated with flying, more so than with worms and bird seed. Like, it's not bird associated, it's just the power of flight. So, or wind, maybe even. So you can do things, you can make a wish for something wind specific, whether that be flying or like your sails to be filled in your ship so you could go faster, or what else would you use wind for? I don't know, I'm sure there's other uses, I just can't think of them.
Trumpets.
Yeah.
Line a bunch of trumpets up and blow into all of them at once.
Maybe, yeah, exactly. Stuff like that, along that lines. Would be what a bird one is. So, where do we want to go? Do we want to go making up a bunch of powers and have fun with that, or do we want to actually talk about how these things are made?
I was actually wondering, like, I wanted to figure out, kind of more what powers they all have, because I'm wondering, are we limiting it to animals? Are we getting into other types of items? Could there be a human type of genie?
What would a human genie even do?
I don't
No
know.
offense
Humans
to the
do
human
everything.
race. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it either does it all or it does absolutely nothing.
You will find humans that will do absolutely nothing. They're called couch potatoes.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess those humans, it's like, you may wish for your favorite flavor of Pringles.
Oh my.
And maybe some extra batteries for the TV remote.
Or that it would never need batteries. Or that your favorite show gets a new season. Or something stupid like that. How dramatic can these wishes be? Like, are they allowed to affect other people? Are people just randomly affected by random people's wishes all the time?
I don't know. Do we want to have similar rules? It's kind of like what was in Aladdin, with like, I can't kill anybody, can't make anyone fall in love, can't bring people back from the dead.
I mean, those are the
Any other types of rules, or do we want to allow those?
Do we want this to be a world where people might just drop dead by some idiot's wish?
Maybe.
What kind
of animal is associated with love?
With
like,
love?
I know that they're up.
Like
what?
the dove? A white dove?
I thought about dove, but then my immediate thought was peace with that.
Oh, true. Or
like
innocence.
The only thing I can think is Cupid. And Cupid's not an animal.
Yeah, it's pretty much birds that mate for life are like the big thing. So like swans, doves, lovebirds.
Anyway, so how far do we want to take this idea? Like what are all the limitations of these guys? What kinds of forms can they come in? And is it limited to just animals, or can you have a genie that's in the shape of a pirate ship?
I kind of like the idea. I mean, we have to have limitations in something, and if we're not going to do it in power, it almost makes sense we'd have it in, like, animal shape. Like, they can only be animals, so these people might be experimenting with animals. Maybe they're even trapping animal souls and turning them into genies.
Now we're getting somewhere interesting and very dark and twisted.
Look, we've agreed that murder could happen, so I think we're past that.
Okay, so the animal souls grant wishes based on what kind of animal it is.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, the snake could be used for assassination. I don't know. But now I gotta wonder what kinds of animals are used to make the genies. Can it be any animal, or is there a limitation? Specific animals? Are some animals illegal?
Well, I'm sure at points some animals become illegal, but that doesn't mean they don't happen accidentally. You know, I could see like people do the swans and suddenly you have like fake relationships, and that seems wrong on many levels. And so people are like banning swans from being used in genie making.
Yeah, and I could see like ones that are often used for killing illegal as well.
I want to know, I don't think all snakes are like specialized in murder. I think certain ones are. Like cobras would be very good for murderous intents, but I'm sure, I don't know, I feel like
I
these
don't think a
genies,
garter snake would be very lethal.
I feel like a lot of these animal spirits are more on the helpful side. Like they're going to be helpful to the person without, they're not, I'm trying to think how to word this. I don't think their main goal is to murder everything. I think their main goal is like to bring a bit of happiness. And murder tends not to bring happiness to anyone.
Well, what if the snake has it in its mind, I kill this person, it makes my master happy?
Oh.
What if the ultimate end goal of the genies was always to make the master happy? Well, suddenly, because their souls are being trapped in there, is this a dark thing, or are they upset that they're being trapped in there, or are
they even aware?
Are they even aware of it? Do they just have this desire to serve? What is it?
I know. I guess we gotta decide uses. Is they like you use them once and then their like spirit is released as they're used? So in order for the spirit to be free to just be dead, like all spirits want to be, it has to grant the wish of the people.
Okay. Yeah, that works. So
maybe they have
basically.
Maybe they have a
What?
little will of like saying no, like they could choose to stay trapped and like not do it. So if someone does a really stupid, ridiculous wish, they could be like, heck no, I don't want to destroy all of humankind for you.
So the animals have a level of sentience and intelligence beyond what we normally think of animals as having.
Yeah. I think all animals have
like
that.
they have a sense of reason, and
I think all animals have a basic like sense. I don't think any animal has a desire to destroy the world.
Yeah, but that very concept of destroying the world isn't even a thing that I think animals can really grasp.
Well, maybe
or at least some animals maybe, but
maybe there's a little bit of the human soul put in to these genie lamps, like the person who creates them does it. I don't know. Or just ripping your soul out of your body allows you to like enter into a next level of thought that you wouldn't be at before. I'm sure there's some magical reason. So what if the
animals in this world were intelligent like humans, but they were seen as lesser beings and treated as lesser beings? And they might even be able to talk and everything like humans, kind of like in Narnia. But the humans are capturing them and sticking their souls in these lamps, and so they still have that level of intelligence. They might have some resent for humankind and all this for them doing this, but they're granting wishes anyway because they want to be free.
Well, in which case, then they would have zero issue with like someone wishing all humans were destroyed.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about making like a world like this is figuring out how this thing can exist without someone having destroyed the world.
Maybe there's no world-destroying animal. Maybe they're all smaller.
Like so wishes have like they have a limit to their power.
Yeah.
Like you can kill one person, but we can't kill more than that.
Yeah, something like that, where it's like you can only kill so many people. Maybe genies can only fly away so far. There's only so much power that they have. You can't wish to end the world, but maybe you can wish for the genie to go and kill one person.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a limited power. They'd be what in this case that makes them more willing to do like more destructive things. These genies seem like they went from like, oh, this could be fun and cool to, oh, this doesn't sound like a nice world to live in.
No. Okay, so we've got a world of mass-produced lamps, animal souls being shoved in there. They are intelligent beings.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the process of ripping a soul from an animal and sticking it in a lamp?
Oh, I thought you never asked. From my own personal experiences,
Well, you experienced ripping a soul from from an animal and sticking it in a lamp?
I'm kidding. How would you rip a soul? Where is the soul located? I guess it'd be different for each animal because animals are such varied shapes.
Maybe it's just throughout the body, which is why they're able to take on their normal forms.
True, that would make sense.
Because it's just a regular form, just blue and transparent.
So is it like a machine?
So I'd say like
a jar.
It's throughout the entire body.
Yeah. Okay. So is the creature just put into like a jar thing, and electricity and magic is shot at it, and their soul is separated from their bodies, and that way you could still have your fur rugs and stuff, and then just stored in the lamp. Is it? I don't know.
I think we could basically Frankenstein it and just say like
That's what I
it's
figured.
a machine. Yeah, it's a machine. We strike it with lightning. Soul is removed.
I don't
You
think
don't need to
anyone's
explain
gonna
how the
question.
machine works. It's too complex, but it's science.
Yeah.
It's
So
more science than magic.
I don't know. Still feels pretty magical. I think this is more magic than science. I think they might pretend it's science, but that the people doing it don't fully understand it either, and it's still magic. You have wish granting souls. There's got to be something magical in that.
Yeah, and so what is it about the wish that causes their souls to be released? Why is it one use? What is it about the wish that why is it that once they make the wish, suddenly they're free?
Because it makes sense story-wise. It sounds pretty.
Yeah, but what? Yeah, but once they make that wish, there's a tether that's now broken. What is that that's keeping them connected to the lamp until they grant the wish?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's magic, Isaac. It's just magic.
Yeah, but we're trying to understand the magic.
Yeah, and humans have only been able to get enough to store them for a one-time use. There are one-use magical items that we don't understand how they work in stories all the time. This is just another one of those.
Okay, so we'll just say this is how it works. You wish, you're free.
Yeah.
It's okay. So, what else do we want to build from here?
Well, obviously the lamp is to activate it. You have to rub it because, what else would you do?
Classic, yes, of course.
I mean, it's just. So who's creating the lamps? Are they sold mass market? They a black market thing? Is it one company?
Well, it looks like a gigantic factory, so I think it's not black market. I can see black market existing for maybe illegal protected animals that they don't want people using. But as for standard lamp, though, I think that these are the sorts of things where you could go to your local Walmart and buy a wish.
Yeah. I also want to know, I feel like these wishes can't create things. They can, steal things. So, if you wish for a pretty girl to appear before you, they're gonna go find one in the street and bring her to you. Type thing.
Yeah.
Or, if they wish for a bunch of gold, they're gonna steal it from the bank. The bank is gonna catch on that you stole it and you're gonna get arrested type thing.
Yeah, I don't think that they can create something out of nothing.
Or else economy's just screwed in this world. And,
yes.
In this case, it's you could wish to steal from someone if you wanted to, but you can't wish to have money produced for yourself.
Yeah, and whether or not I think if you're going to wish to steal, something, you have to specify, I wish for you to steal it in a very stealthy manner so that you aren't caught.
And because of course that would have to be like something like a chameleon or something that specializes. No, a chameleon would hide yourself. Or let you change your appearance. A chameleon's like if you want a hair job or something. I feel like chameleon's a popular one.
Yeah, probably. Raccoon might be a thief.
True, raccoons are pretty good little stealthy guys. I'm trying to think, crows are pretty good at stealing as well.
Yeah, so you could have a crow or a raccoon or something like that can steal.
Yeah. How do we do that? Like, let's talk about like different animals and we think they'll be like illegal or legal. Like, I think a chameleon would be legal and would be used to change appearances, new hair jobs, stuff like that. Chameleons are mass-produced in the world and bred for cosmetics. Poor things. Kind of feel bad.
Okay, so crows, raccoons would be illegal and protected creatures.
Swans would be the same. This would change like the environment, wouldn't it? Because you'd almost want to remove some of these creatures from like easy access. Depending on how easy are these lamps to make.
I'd say that they're probably fairly difficult. I think that maybe the lamp itself might be an easy thing to make, and I'd say that there's probably a lot of recycling that goes on. Like, you get an empty lamp, you send it back, you recycle it, you
get some of your money back. You know, it's like soda cans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so the lamps are probably not hard to obtain. However, the process of removing a soul and putting it in a lamp is probably the difficult thing that requires a bunch of big, heavy machinery.
So we think that it's at such a complex level, it would be safe to let crows continue being crows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very few people would actually be sticking crows in lamps.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a money printer. Like, it's a very complex thing, not many people have it, and if you do get a hold of it illegally, chances are you're going to get caught eventually, and then be shut down.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a good comparison.
Sure. Okay, good. I just want to make sure crows can still be crows, because it'd be a sad world where crows can't be crows.
I was wondering, what's a cleaning animal? Something that you could use to clean your house. Let's come up with some ideas for animals that will, do various things for you. What kinds of wishes would they grant? Maybe something associated. I was gonna say something associated with wind could like create a breeze that picks up a bunch of dust and carries dust out the window.
I think doves are really good like healers. Like doves have the ability to heal.
Okay, so a dove could be a
medicine,
healing animal. So like if you've got, I don't know, leprosy. Dove. Also, would things like cancer not be a thing in this world? Because you get cancer, just wish it gone.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think even like colds and stuff, they're just so easy to get rid of because of Dove.
Could you wish for full immunity to all illnesses?
I don't know. I am not sure if that's like I don't know what animal would give you that. I know it'd be pretty easy to ask for cures, because Dove. But I think, I don't know, because there's small and very specific wishes. And that seems like a pretty broad one that they might not be able to do. Because who knows what you're going to get attacked, like what bacteria you're going to get attacked with as time goes on, or like what because mutations aren't, some mutations you're born with, but there are a lot of mutations that you develop through interacting with things as well. So I don't think so. I think sickness is still something that can happen, and sometimes it can catch people off guards and they'll still die from it, but as long as you catch it, even like an inkling of catching it, you can get a dove and you'll be okay.
But could you I am wondering though, like, doves are associated, could be healing, but can they be associated with other things? Like, because they fly, could you wish for, wings?
Would wishing for, like, wings associate with, like, creating something? and that cause issues. Like you're creating.
True. Maybe.
But then again, like healing.
Like sprouts. Maybe it's a more transformation because it like sprouts from your arms. I don't know.
Yeah. Like how? I guess if you can do a chameleon, I guess people could have wings and stuff. That seems like a really weird world. But maybe they can only give you like temporary flight or something.
I mean, what if you were able to wish to turn something like copper into gold?
Exactly, that's the thing. Like, here we're gonna break the economy and what people view as being human and stuff if we're not careful here. Like, is healing going okay? And what would make healing okay, but not sprouting wings? Is it the fact that you're bringing it back to, like, your natural state? Like, you're repairing your body versus forcing your body to do something it's not made to do?
Maybe. I don't. I guess we could just say you can't wish for something to transform.
So
and could just go with the body back to its natural state thing. But could you use this sort of logic on something like gold somehow? Like, is the natural state of a wallet an empty wallet?
It's an empty wallet. Like a wallet comes to you empty, right?
Yeah, so you couldn't wish. I'm trying to think. What is naturally, like, valuable or filled with value, some sort of value?
Oh, like a mind? Like a diamond mine is normally full of diamonds.
Yeah, so, like, could you wish for the diamond mine to be refilled?
I think you could wish... I think there might be a way to wish for a diamond to reform, like if you leave a piece of the diamond, which means you could get unlimited diamonds, I guess, that way. Like, if a diamond broke, you could
How about we
fix
just
it.
scrap this idea and we say, you cannot make something out of nothing, you cannot transform one thing into another thing, unless it is made out of those, materials, but no, because then you can still create.
You could still grow
currency. You can still get like some cotton and paper and stuff, and be like, "Here, make me some money out of this."
Yeah.
So no, that wouldn't work either.
See, this is why unlimited wishes are hard. Unlimited wishes are just. There's a reason why we should be grateful we don't have unlimited wishes. Because we would just muck it up. I don't know, like, I like the idea of, like, a dove being able to heal and, like, a chameleon being able to change the color of your hair and stuff, but, like, at what point...
Yeah, so maybe they are limited to one ability,
like a very specific
we just
ability.
make it so that none of them it just so happens that none of them are able to do anything that destroys the economy.
True. Or if there is
So
one, it becomes
things
banned.
like...
It's just another banned... If there is one, it just becomes another banned animal.
Oh, I just thought about something. What if the chameleon did more than just say, like, give you a nice hairdo, but it could also act as basically like a plastic surgeon and change your height and all kinds of basically the entire way.
I'm thinking of like a chameleon. A chameleon can change its color.
On the run.
All a chameleon can do is change its color, and that's why I think it's just change the color. Like, you could change the color of your skin. We could have some fun-skinned colored people.
So you change your skin color?
Yeah, we'd have fun-skinned people. That's a style now. If you want to have leopard spots, you could have leopard spots. You want to look like a zebra? Go for it.
I guess it could be a fashion statement in this world.
Why not?
Want.
People get tattoos.
I don't see why not.
And they're colored. It's the same idea.
Yeah. I was just thinking that the idea of somebody, like a criminal, being on the run, and then taking a chameleon and then wishing for themselves to look totally different would be interesting, because now you basically formed a new identity.
I think it would work in that they could change their hair color. They'd have to get it cut themselves, because it can't change, like, size. And again, it can't grow or create things or more.
Yeah, but hair dye can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, a chameleon would be a quick fix. You could change your skin color, you could change your eye color. That's a lot. Like, changing your hair, skin, and eye color can completely change a person. You know, add in freckles. Like, you can't... There's some things you can't change. You can't change, like, your thumbprint. You can't change your facial features. But, you know, if you have a completely different skin color, you wear sunglasses, your hair's a different color, and you've gotten it cut, your eyes are a different color, and not are a different color as well, you know, you become instantly less able to be recognized. So like a chameleon would still be
that's what I was
that.
talking about. If you make all these changes, I'm saying that the chameleon can do all this, and then you've basically gotten a new identity.
Yeah. But there's core things that, like, if someone knows you well enough, you could change your skin color, but I think you could still get recognized. And I think there might be things in play, like cameras that do facial recognition, not like color, but based purely by face structure. And of course, there's also thumbprints.
What about voice?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a different animal could change your voice, like a parrot or a mockingjay could do it, but I don't think the chameleon changes voices. And that one might be more illegal. Because, like, why would you do that? I guess,
some people just don't like the sound of their voice.
Or some people want to become world famous singers or something, and then that feels cheap to those who are born with good voices versus, and that becomes a whole debate and debacle. And
yeah,
next thing you know, they're just banned.
This one being a really big debate where people are like, there's like you got one side that's saying we want to be able to change our voices because we hate how they sound, but we want to be able to sing better and all this. You have another side saying no, this opens the door to criminals. We use we use voice recognition for a lot of our security systems. And then off to the side, you have the parrot sitting there saying, please don't stick us in lamps.
Yeah. And then you also have, like, those parents who want it for their kids to force their kids to become, like, world famous singers or opera singers or something. And it's just, you know, it's not too far different than, like, what happens today with certain drugs. So it's just taken to a new extreme, and this time it's with voices. Like, people want to use drugs for, like, perfectly harmless things, but every time you introduce something new into society, there's always harmful things that can be done with it. And it's trying to decide if the harm outweighs the good. And in the case of the parrots, I think eventually it'll be decided that it can do more harm than good, and will get banned. But there will be that weird.
And then you've got a black market for
parrots, yeah.
Parrot lamps, where people where you have those who just want to have a nicer sounding voice, and then you have those
becoming
who are on the line. But then
singers.
again, if you were to suddenly change your voice, and you have voice recognition software for all of your security systems, then suddenly people are gonna know that you did something illegal.
Yeah, you know, you gotta be careful with it. But you might get lucky, be born in that in-between era where it was still legal. And therefore,
what will happen is when you turn about 12, 13, you go and you get the lamp, and then you just claim voice change.
Well,
I got older.
True. I guess you could do that.
It's like I am becoming an adult, and now my voice is changing drastically.
Yeah. Alright, so, like, what else? Like, every single animal we discover just completely changes the world. Which I guess is interesting.
Yeah, because every time you throw an animal in there, it's like, oh, well, suddenly...
all these possibilities are a thing now. And you have to keep them in consideration.
Yeah, it's like, now how does the world shape around the different animals?
Yeah. Like, what about spiders? What would spiders do?
Suck blood.
I mean,
wish for blood. Something to catching webs.
I don't know. I always I thought
maybe
they'd be more of like a crafting one. Like they help you get good at crafts types, like forming things.
Yeah, probably. I imagine there's some sort of crafting.
Yeah, there's a skill enhancer of some sort.
Maybe something like take this fabric, turn it into. Nope, you take the fabric. If you're able to do that, you take the cotton and the paper, you turn it into money.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't know. Yeah, that's true. And then you could be taught how to do that by the spider.
Yeah, no crafting souls allowed.
Well, that just means the spider's another banned one. Or, like, I feel like there might be permission-granted lamps. Like, lamps made for special occasions. Like, we would need these amount of blankets made. A company signed up to get spider lamps purely for blanket making, and they're just monetized like crazy by the governments, and they can like make their blankets through lamps. But the government just makes sure they're not doing anything else with it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them could be like that. And maybe voice changing is even one of those. You could you could fill out a ton of paperwork explaining why you want to, like, say you lost your voice, and so you want it for medical reasons, or, you know, stuff like that.
Okay, there's one other main thing that we need to world build, and that's the person behind the lamps. Like, the first person who made the lamps and is now running the factory, and I've decided his name is Evan McGirthelstein.
Why that last name?
Yes, Evan McGirthelstein.
We were talking about...
McGirthelstein.
It's worse when you sound it out. Anyways, Evan invented these things. Is he just a mad scientist? Is he a wizard of sorts? What is the guy's deal?
I'm gonna say he was walking around with a lamp outside one night, and then it was struck by lightning.
Okay, I like the more idea that's a bit more story heavy, that this is a guy who had a fascination with souls and like life after death, and obviously he wasn't going to experiment with humans because that's illegal, so he experimented on animals instead until he learned how to trap them. And then
maybe what's happening is he goes and he kills them, they move on to the afterlife, but he found a way to trap them right before they moved to the afterlife. Like, when they're in sort of that in-between state, he kills them, and before their souls can go to the afterlife, trap them in the lamp. And then once they grant the wish, they are freed.
Yeah. And then he mass-produces them, and voila, we have this weird world. Where you could drop dead via an egoic wish.
Yeah, maybe with souls, when they aren't linked to a body, pure soul power essentially can do all sorts of different things. And maybe you could say, well, that's what is running like human bodies. Humans are able to move around because we have souls, and the souls are what give our bodies energy. And if the soul is removed, then all you're left with is pure energy and no way to channel it, no output for it or input for it, where there's no body for it to connect to, and so you can use that energy to grant a wish.
Okay, so I think this is what we should end on. I have one last question. What happens if you do try to trap a human soul? Does that work?
I don't see why not. But as for what kind of wish that they would grant, I'm gonna say couch potato.
You just think it's a very useless soul? Like, I can imagine this actually being
a very useless souls.
I honestly could see this being like just a really funny story element where the person's like, doing this horribly illegal thing and kills a human for the soul, and then he's like, and now I probably will have a wish of the ultimate power because humans are the ultimate beings. Rubs the lamp, the human comes out and says, sorry sir, I have like nothing for you. I got nothing. Yep.
It's like, I wish for the death of someone who betrayed me. Sorry, I'm too lazy for that. It's like, okay, I wish for you to give me a poison vial. Nah, sorry, man, I don't do poison vials. Okay, well then strike him with lightning. I'm no wizard, I'm just a dude in a lamp. It's like, okay, well what can you do? I can recommend you my favorite show on Netflix.
Yeah. Pretty much. It'll cost you a wish and you'll have to set me free to do it. Yeah, I think humans would be... I could see, like, someone keeping a human in a lamp as a companion. Like, they've killed them, trapped the soul, and just talks to them. Like a really morbid sidekick.
This is where, what you call, like, creepy stalker going to the next level.
Or, like, even someone they loved died and they managed to like trap the soul before they did, and in the lamp, so that way they'll always be with them.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Now, question is, in that scenario, would the person who died object to this?
Oh, probably, but they can't do anything unless this person makes a wish to set them free, and this person's never gonna do that.
And I assume anybody can make a wish. Anybody can make a wish on a
Yeah,
lamp. So
he'll
like
just
if a second person goes over and grabs the lamp, they can make a wish.
Yeah, if they rub it and unlock the genie and make a wish real quick.
Yeah, it's not tethered to any specific master.
Exactly. Yeah, so they'd have to like guard it very carefully, but that could be a thing. It's an idea. But we are out of time on our little genie world. So I think this is a good start. I think there's a lot of things to think about. The main thing being that every time you add an animal into this world, it will change it completely, and you have to keep that in mind as you're world building it. That you could get like 3/4 of the story done and then realize, oh, what does this? Oh, I have to now go back and like rewrite everything. This is that type of story. Yeah, this is one
that you gotta be careful with.
Yep. An easy cop-out is it was illegal. It's illegal, and no one rarely uses it. Is a very good. It seems like a cheap cop-out, but it really isn't. Like, in a world like this, I think you can get away with it, especially considering there's so much potential and broadness that you almost have to do that in order to keep the worlds going smoothly and the story going smoothly. But yeah, that's all I've got. You got anything? Any last little pointers?
Okay, so say it with me. Mick.
Bye, guys.
Mick Ger Stein.
Bye.
It's not that hard.
Bye.